All right, we are going on the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus James Runner, 231994. Oh, there's Mr. Goldfarb. I thought it was I didn't see the behind you. Like quick feet. Good afternoon.
Your Honor, John Goldfarb. I'm sorry, good morning.
Oh, yes, good morning.
I thought the little hand was one. Oh,
No.
we're not there yet. Your Honor, good afternoon. Good morning, still.
Good morning.
Your Honor, John Goldfarb, P 30758 on behalf of Mr. Bruner. Your Honor, it's my understanding that we are here for now two matters. One is sentencing. And I am informed that there was a Tether violation, which I discussed with Mr. Bruner, and which was not for today. However, it's my understanding that we have received the Tether violation, we have discussed that, and we're also going to address that. Yes, sir.
Okay, so today was the date scheduled for sentencing.
That is correct.
And this date was scheduled on September 26th after Mr. Bruner entered into a plea.
That is correct.
And Mr. Bruner has a tether
That
on,
is correct, Your Honor.
an
When
alcohol tether.
that is correct.
And interim between September 26th and today's date, specifically October 18th, it appears as though there is a tether violation. And so then Mr. Bruner was taken into custody, and it was somehow not set on today's docket.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
He was taken into custody on the 18th.
Right,
Your
that's
Honor,
what you
I would note, he has been on a tether since August, when he was originally arraigned on these matters. We had some time, we obtained discovery, reviewed the video or materials, and it was on the 26th. He'd been on tether all that time, was when the plea was placed on the record. So the tether was continued to the date.
Right, I understand. Hold on, let me just have Mr. Bruner place his name on the record. Mr. Bruner, your name for the record, please.
James Bruner.
Okay. Okay, so counsel, let's
We are ready on both matters. We are
okay,
ready.
let's handle the sentencing first.
Fine,
And
that's what I was
then
going to suggest.
we'll handle the tether violation.
Thank you.
Okay, so your client is here for sentencing on his plea to disorderly conduct. The malicious destruction of property was dismissed. And is Ms. Avila present today?
Yes, she is, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's who I'm presuming is the witness you indicated there was regarding the tether violation.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so counsel, as to the report, are there any corrections that need to be made?
Your Honor, with respect to the pre-sentence report, no, I reviewed this with Mr. Bruner. The only thing I guess would be a correction, Your Honor. He is not employed at this time, indicating he is receiving monthly income of $6,600 regarding SSI payments and another $600 from a rental property. However, it's my understanding that he is trying to start up his own business and will eventually be going into being an entrepreneur. I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention because he's not just sitting around idly doing nothing for his future as well as the future of his family and significant.
Right, because if I recall correctly, didn't Mr. Bruner's wife die and he
That's
was
correct.
taking care of the children?
That's correct.
And then he and Miss Avila have a relationship and she's been helping with the children, because I feel like this is not his first time here.
And this is his first time here.
It is? Okay, I don't know how I remembered all that.
Well,
It's the
because
first time here, but,
that was all in the police report and in the incident, but no, he's never been here. He has no prior criminal record. And in fact, the recommendation is to be taken in the 771.
okay,
But Your Honor, other than that, there are no additions, deletions, or corrections. He has been maintaining his family. He's taking care of business, and which clearly we are going to contest. But it's interesting to note that he has been on Tether almost 10 months. There is 10 weeks, excuse me.
oh, okay,
Or 10 months. It's been, even though it's only 11, we had some of those, you know, but not in this case. And Your Honor, it's interesting that after 10 weeks, all of a sudden, there's an alleged violation. He was quite cooperative when he was detained by the Tether, according to the information that I have received, and the violation. And we would address that at the appropriate time. However, Your Honor, as to the sentencing, we'd ask that the recommendation be adopted, that he be taken under 771.1, and that the court would sentence accordingly. He would also be eligible for early termination probation. There have been no problems. He's complying with all of the court's conditions pending this sentencing. As you can see, she's here to support him today. And we're asking that the recommendation be that.
okay. Ms. Avila, would you like to address the court? Okay, I'm going to have Ms. Avila address the court. I'm sorry?
I have her run away if she wasn't going to be.
No, okay, all right, and so, ma'am, if you can please state and spell your first and last names for the record.
My name is Rachel Avila, RAYCHELLE, A is in Victor, ILA.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for addressing very appropriately for court. And I apologize, I pronounced your name as Rachel.
Everyone does.
Right, okay. All right, what would you like the court to know?
I would like the court to know that this is, I didn't intend for this to go on like this, for him to be away from us. And it's been a punishment for all of us. I mean, he's a kind and gentle man. He's taught me to have a voice. I wouldn't even be here to speak if he wouldn't have taught me that. And I just wanted to come home, and I'm just asking you leniency, and I'm home so we can all be a family again.
Okay, and when you say you didn't intend for this to happen, you're not the one that is.
Correct. I just wanted him to go maybe spend the night in the drunk tank, calm down, and be fine. That was it. He's never been violent. He's never acted like this. He barely even drinks. We just usually just chill out.
Yeah, this day he was a .20 and destroyed a lot of things at the home, it appears.
That is incorrect. There were 11 inaccuracies in the police report. He did break the glass. That was his. But other than that,
Nothing else is broken?
nothing else is broken. It was a glass.
And we know what the police report says, Your Honor, and that was one of the reasons when we were discussing this matter. Construction property was part of this.
So it shows broken property, several kitchen drinking glasses, glass kitchen equipment, several dresser cabinets.
No.
Those were already broken?
Yep.
He wasn't throwing pieces of property down the stairs?
No, he didn't throw. I had a laundry basket that was sitting on the landing, and I was taking stuff in and out of it. I was lazy to bring it up. So no.
Wasn't throwing cabinets against the wall?
No, he wasn't throwing cabinets against the wall.
I don't need you to be defensive. I don't need you to be defensive with me. I'm just, what's in the police report is based upon what you and the other individual stated to the officers. Marie was so scared of him that she locked herself in the bedroom while waiting for the police. And the officers themselves observed the bedroom in a disheveled state, broken cabinets thrown throughout the bedroom, clothing scattered all over the floor, furniture, hampers, and furniture tipped over. Is that how you live on a daily basis?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so was that from Mr. Bruner?
I believe so. The dresser was, yes.
Okay, so it wasn't though he just broke one glass. So, and I'm not suggesting that Mr. Bruner is a bad person, but to minimize his behavior, he's not going to learn from that minimization. And so why was Mr. Bruner not allowed to be at the residence when you left for your walk?
Because we argued and I asked him to leave.
Several broken drinking glasses and broken glass kitchen equipment in the garbage. Kitchen was in a disheveled state, cans, spicy pans scattered throughout the kitchen counter. None of that was Mr. Bruner?
No, because I was cooking a lot.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to argue with you or anything of that nature. I understand that you want him to come home, but I also want to have a more thorough understanding of what occurred, because I wasn't there. But I was there in the case. And again, it doesn't mean that Mr. Bruner is a bad person. I'm not suggesting that he is. But it appears as though you're very uneasy about something.
I'm nervous about it.
Okay. Okay, is there anything else you'd like the court to know? And the children, have you been taking care of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're not fearful of Mr. Bruner?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for coming in. I know that we're going to be hearing from you on the Tether matter as well, so thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and anything else, Mr. Gopal?
Only, Your Honor, that we were asking for recommendation to do that.
All right, anything, Mr. Bruner, that you'd like the court to know or no? You don't have to
That
say
drinking
anything.
glass. First of all, I'd like to apologize for my poor appearance. Normally I would be wearing my suit. That drinking glass was mine. It was an accident. I did clean that up myself. The dresser was my fault too. I walked into a dark bedroom. Her and her friend had moved it in there. I didn't know it was literally right behind the door. I walked into it, smacked my ankle against it. I got upset and I dumped all the clothes out. I didn't break the dresser, but I did dump her clothes out. I didn't know I walked literally right into it. It hurt and it just set me off. But I didn't try to break anything of hers. I teach my kids all the time to respect yourselves, respect things, and respect others. My son likes to destroy things all the time. And, I tell like, look, I'm not going to replace it. You need to learn to take care of your things. And I would never just break somebody's stuff on purpose. But I did dump her stuff out because I was frustrated. And that was one of the times where I should have just, instead of trying to talk about it, I should have let things kind of mellow out before I did so. But yes, I do take responsibility for dumping her laundry all over her room, yes.
Okay. All right, anything else, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. The court will note after hearing from council, hearing from Ms. Avila, hearing from Mr. Bruner, reviewing the report and recommendation that there is reasonable grounds to depart from MCL 769.5. The court will indicate that you are 771.1 eligible. The court will order 12 months probation. You're eligible for early discharge, and I'll go over that shortly. I will note that the recommendation is appropriate. The court's going to add a couple conditions as well. Not to violate any criminal law of any unit of government. You're not to leave the state without the consent of the court. You are to report truthfully to your probation officer as often as your probation officer may require, in person, writing, or virtually. You're notify your probation officer immediately of any change in address or employment status. You're not to use any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed to be subjected to random testing. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is so the court can monitor your progress in maintaining abstinence and sobriety. The court will also order you to participate in outpatient substance use counseling. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is to assist you in providing coping mechanisms so that you may maintain sobriety and prevent relapse, which hopefully will prevent this matter from happening again in the future. The court's going to order you to participate in mental health counseling. The rehabilitative goal for that condition serves so that you can assess what your mental health needs are, if any, and you can receive support and treatment for those mental health needs. I understand that your wife is
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I've actually been working.
Please let me finish.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Your wife has passed away. You're a single parent of 2 children. You're not working. You're receiving survivor benefits and whatnot. I understand all that. And clearly there is some assistance that you could benefit from and how to process all that.
Correct.
And so what is it you were trying to say?
I'm actually looking into a program. It's called Sandcastles. Rachel actually recommended it to me. So it's like a family group counseling, and she wants to go with me and the kids. So like all 4 of us can go and kind of like learn and build together off of this, you know, because it's not an easy thing. And while I've been here, I read this book. It's called Life is Messy, and I've read it twice. And it's really like hit home to where like, you know, I kind of lost myself. You know, I felt bad. I felt guilty that I'm living the life that she should be living with me. And I know that, and basically the book starts off with, you know, can something that's beautiful be broken and put back together to be more beautiful than it was before? And I've realized that I can be like that. I can get better than I was before. And I actually, Rachel will tell you, she ordered that book for me online because I asked her. So I've read it twice, and I plan on going home and using this kind of like my substance to, you know, make sure that I'm in control, make sure I'm my best self, so I can be the best I can for my children. I can be the best I can for her and for myself.
All right, and that's very good that you recognize that, sir. And that
Yes, I absolutely.
You can be better than you were before based on
Correct.
what you've learned and things of that nature. And Sandcastles is a very good, from what I understand, a very good grief counseling support, specifically, I know especially for kids it can be as well. So,
yes, and that's basically why, because the kids need that, because, you know, they understand, but they kind of still don't, you know what I mean? It's tomorrow would be my 10-year anniversary. You know, her birthday just passed, and like Halloween is our Christmas. So I'm really looking forward to that. My kids want to see me dressed up as Beetlejuice. My daughter's going to be Lydia. My son's going to be a little sandworm. We just took our Halloween photos for the first time without Melissa, who was my late wife. And that was really tough. And I'm still waiting to send those out to my family because they really look forward to those. And I just want to get home, get with them, you know, and just get back to, you know, trying to be my best self like I was before.
All right, and I can understand that. When was Melissa's birthday?
October the 13th.
Okay. All right. And the court's going to also order you, sir, to participate in 8-week anger management court program.
Sure. Whatever you guys want, I will do.
Well, that's good, sir, because if not, there'd be a violation of probation. So I'm glad that you're in agreement with that.
Your Honor, that's
I take respect.
style. Every time that I've talked to him, hey, what do you want me to do? I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So,
All right, the rehabilitative goal for that condition, sir, is so that you can learn how to properly process your emotions in upsetting situations with appropriate responses. And then the court's going to also order 5 days on the court workforce. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is to help you further develop work and life skills that get back to the community. Okay. So there's that. Now, as to the fines and costs, the court's going to order a $300 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, supervision oversight fee of $600. That's 12 months at $50 a month. Since you are eligible for early discharge, some of that money may not be due. Okay, you could have up to $300 of that not be due.
I could pay the whole thing today if you'd like.
Mr.
hold on.
We've talked about this.
Yes. So just one moment. $200 for the cost of prosecution. Crime victim assessment fee of $75. Justice system assessment fee of $50. Workforce $200. That's $40 a day at 5 days. And the court will also order $200 toward attorney fees. For a total of $1,725. Okay. So you did post a $500 bond. So here's what I'm going to do, sir. I don't know yet what I'm doing with the Tether violation. So I understand that you've indicated you can pay it all in full, but I'm going to order $500 today. We'll apply your bond. And then your balance of $1,225, I will indicate $100 per month, due on November, your first payment on November 17th. If you want to pay it early, sir, you certainly can. There's not a prepayment penalty, but that would be $925, not $1,225. Okay. All right. And before we get to the Tether violation, I'm going to indicate the eligibility for early discharge.
Thank you.
So as I did indicate, sir, you are eligible for early discharge so long as all the following have occurred. You've completed at least half of your original term of probation. All probation requirements have been completed. You've had at least 3 months without any violations, and all monies have been either paid in full or you've been in good faith effort toward making full payment. Okay?
Understood.
Okay. And if you could just remind me, how did Melissa pass away again?
She had stage 4 colon cancer, and it just, she was trying to find a cure, and she was not good with being stable. She wanted to beat it. And so we traveled the country trying to find her the best care, and it just took its toll on her.
Okay, no, I do recall that, now that you said that, yes.
I wish she would have been happy with being content, but she was a fighter.
Okay, all right, so that's where we're at with the sentencing. And then counsel, as to the Tether violation.
Your Honor, this was a surprise to all of us, at least to me, when I appeared this morning. I did speak with the probation department. It appears that there was a alleged Tether violation that occurred between between approximately on 10/14/2023, between 5:05 p.m. and 7:38 p.m. on the 14th. While he's on this alcohol tether, it was confirmed alcohol. It appears that there was a confirmation that ranged between, trying to figure out this document.
Let's go point, well, it started off
It was
0.025, and it shows it kept rising to, looks to be about a 0.06.
Yes, just short of 0.06, and then immediately descended. I've discussed this matter with Mr. Bruner, discussed this, what he was doing or where he was on that day in question. He has not consumed any alcohol. He adamantly states that it's, as I've indicated before, for 9, 10 weeks, he's been on this tether, and there's never been tether violation.
Right, however, Melissa's birthday was October
I
13th.
understand that, John. And then you would think there would have been alcohol confirmed on the 13th. Well, I'm just saying, if that was the situation, clearly it was I know there's no alcohol, but Mr. Bruner indicated to me that they had people over at their home on the day in question for a party of some sort, and that at all these times, he even went out and he informed me,
I'm listening, Council.
okay, when
He's
he
informed you.
was working around the house, he was using the same sanitizers and materials that he uses on every other occasion. He did indicate and that while at this party, there were other people, he went out, purchased some beer, which is not against his probation, and Rachel said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm just buying this beer," and Jack,
No, I can't have her.
I understand that, and that's what she's indicating to me. Rachel was present the entire time when this supposedly came out, and she indicates, and she will testify, that during that entire time frame, she was with him and he was not drinking alcohol. I believe there might have been an accident where one of his guests spilled a drink on him, but he was not drinking, and Rachel will testify to that as well. Your Honor, this was clearly an isolated incident, if at all, and he maintains his innocence. He has taken all the steps he can to address his issues, and going beyond even with his joining this or getting ready to get into this counseling, which he clearly is. So I would ask that this.
So you want to set this for a hearing?
Pardon?
Well, I'm not dismissing the tether violation. No, not unless I have a hearing and the evidence does not support a tether violation. You can set this for a hearing with the Wayne County Jail Tether Unit if you'd like. But I'm not dismissing it outright just based upon that.
Okay, then we'll do that, and we'll have this, we'll have Rachel hold us with this.
Okay, so we'll have to set this for a hearing.
And will the court, of course, we had sentencing, we'll release him from the Wayne County.
Well, I'm going to set a bond on the tether violation. We'll do it that way.
Okay, we're asking for a first one.
Okay, I figured you were. Okay.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
All right, we will set this for a hearing on you're here October 31st, right? Tuesday?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, we'll do it on Tuesday. Okay. All right. So it'll be October 31st at, oh, that's another bad Tuesday. I guess we'll just pick it for the afternoon because he may still be here in the afternoon anyway. Based on our docket. We have another large docket on the 31st.
I know.
From now until infinity, I think we have large dockets on Tuesdays. Okay, October 31st at 1:45 p.m.
Your Honor, I do pick my kids up from school at almost 3. Can we make it a
Well,
little
sir,
later?
you may have to
Okay,
make
that's fine.
other
I can accommodate.
arrangements. Because even if I made it a little earlier, with as large as our docket is, I can't guarantee that your matter will be ready to go at that time. if for
Understood.
some reason, council, when we notify the tether unit, if that time doesn't work for them, then we may have to adjust it. I don't know.
I understand.
So,
I'll be here.
just I don't know, like, when their shift changes or whatnot, so. All right, the court's going to order a $5,000 personal bond. You're gonna have the alcohol tether back on. And then we will see you on the 31st at 1:45.
Thank you. Your Honor, does he now have to wait for the tether unit to get?
Well, I don't think he still has it on while he's in
No, he
custody.
doesn't, so he's-
Yes, you have to wait for the tether unit, sir, to have that alcohol tether put back on. And then upon your release, you need to report to the probation department here to get set up with your terms and conditions of probation.
So I'll be here another week.
I don't believe so. There was somebody that just last week that had, it was within a day,
Okay,
so.
thank you.
I don't have I have zero control over that.
Trust me, I know.
Yes.
Just asking.
Okay,
I was kind of asking if you would not include the tether.
absolutely not. Am I going to not include the tether? That's a double negative, but, okay. All right, thank you.
And Mr. Bruder, as soon as you get released, give me a call, or at least email me that you're not in jail.
I'll just come down to the court. It's right down the street.
Okay?
Okay,
I'm right in
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, and we are, we're